Okay, so I kind of gotta get out of the weeds here, so I'm gonna shape a few of these real quick, and then I'll talk about, I'm gonna be shaping, you know, I guess about 36 baguettes for you guys, so you're gonna see this 36 times, okay? And you're gonna see how these shape differently. This one is kind of unruly, and I'm gonna have a harder time just having perfect shape. And you can see I'm sticking. Can I get a scoop of flour in this basket, please? You guys are going to do the same thing. You're going to be doing a seam side up. Would you also bring me that baguette peel? See how gassy this is? So also this ferments a little, this tends to get the gassiest just because it has the least resistance, right? If I mix really intensely and my strings are really worked up, then it's going to be harder for it to gas. This one I had totally relaxed, and it's just going to, that's why it's moving so fast. The space, if you haven't used couche, this actually is a pretty good space in between, okay? So if you're not used to using couche, use one of these as your little marker, and then you can pull it up, okay? And then that gives it the area to grow in. So if it's not very strong, that gassing will, if I give it a boundary to grow in, it's gonna strengthen into that shape, okay? So that's two reasons. There's one more. There's probably more than one. Can you think of another good reason to use a couche? If I didn't have the couche, how many would I be able to get in this space? Half as many. Okay? So production, right? If I'm making 240 baguettes at a time in my Vanguard 12-door oven, then I need to use that space as efficiently as possible, okay? So you guys will be doing the same thing tomorrow. Everybody seam side up. Okay, so seam side up means this is the bottom of the bread, right? Why am I doing that? Does anybody have a good idea why I might be doing that?
Flip it onto the board.
Actually, I kind of have to do an extra step. If I put them seam side down, then they actually, I would roll them right onto the board and then right off. Instead, I have to flip them before I put on the board. So that's kind of a negative part. The reason I like to do it is this cloth here dries the skin a little bit on the top part of the bread, and my knife is able to grip it, get into it a little better, my scoring, okay? If the dough is super wet and moist on the top and looks beautiful, but my knife's gonna stick and drag as I try to score it. So I just get a better texture to rock through that. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to create a very equal tension, 2, 4, 6, 7. When I'm folding it over this way, I'm folding it over, I'm trying to create this, that's the beginning of my baguette right there, okay? Then I'm going the other way, and I'm trying to have equal tension both ways. So many people don't flip it, they roll it up that way. And that's fine, except I often will see that texture rolled into the dough. And so I'm trying to treat the dough equally all the way so that I have a very similar crumb in the middle, okay? And then I'm pushing in the middle here. I'm just kind of pushing right down that seam and stretching the dough around my thumb and then pulling it out before that closes. Oops. And if you haven't done that, and if you shape a baguette a certain way, and you've shaped a lot of them, I have no problem with it if your baguettes are coming out really nice. And for me, the proof's in the pudding. So if somebody is stubborn about their methods, not tomorrow, I'm not talking about tomorrow, but if I'm training you and you're like, ah, this is the way I'm doing it, then we have a comparison. And the comparison wins, whatever it is. And usually it'll be with somebody like oops, I'm going too fast here, sorry. DDA or Jeff Yankel or myself, who will do one way and then they'll have you do it the other way and put an end to the stubbornness rather quickly, generally. Every once in a while somebody will surprise us. Okay, and you can see this is shaping for me very nicely. I'm not having any resistance. My intention is to get this done quickly. And so I'm not rolling over this dough. My goal is to get the rolling done at one time. Okay? Boom. No more. So if I'm going back and back and back and fighting it, that dough is not ready for me. I did not do a good job lining up my strings and getting them nice and ready for me to shape. It means my strings are still like, oh,